Welcome viewers to TV Box Top, the channel for the best reviews in TV boxes and accessories. Today's TV box is probably one of the last models from the Amlogic S905X3 line. This is the X88 Pro Mini and it runs on the Amlogic S905X3 CPU on 4GB of RAM and 32GB of internal storage. For less than $50, the Amlogic S905X3 chipset is still a good option for streaming movies and TV shows, as well as 4K video playback and 3D gaming. So stay tuned, my full review is up next. Welcome back. In the box you get the X88 Pro TV box itself. You get one infrared remote control, one HDMI cable, a 5V 2A DC power adapter, and a user manual. For its design, its body is made of plastic with the X88 Pro branding to the top. It has one HDMI port, one Ethernet LAN port, one audio-video port, and the DC power input to its rear. To one side it has one USB 3.0 port, one USB 2.0, and a micro SD card reader. At the front it has an LED power light. And below the box it has 4 anti-skid rubber pads and lots of ventilation holes. So I'll set this up on my 4K TV and capture card and continue. On the first startup, it features a startup animation followed by a first startup wizard. The launcher is transparent and attractive, consisting of main icons and the ability to add shortcuts. You have the option to change the wallpaper from a selection they have included. It comes with a date and time widget and it has a navigation bar but no status bar. This firmware is built on the Android 9Pie SDK and here's its firmware build information. This box features a 4K display at 60Hz, but it's actually 4K at 59.9Hz as it's displayed here by my capture card. It has HDR display with the option to have it always on, or you can set it to activate only when needed. You have the option to select Dolby Vision or HDR10 display. It has HDMI CEC options, power key definition options. There is a new option called keystone correction, but unfortunately it doesn't work. You have advanced audio options and surround sound audio options. This box does not contain a root switch, built-in screen rotation, hardware monitor, or sample server settings. For pre-installed apps, they have included the official version of Miracast and the unofficial version of Netflix, wireless updates, a system and memory cleanup app, the Android TV version of YouTube, and you have full access to the Google Play Store. And I mean that the Play Store can be updated and there is no restrictions or missing apps. For its system and hardware information, it runs on 4GB of DDR3 RAM and 32GB of internal storage. The Bluetooth version is 4.0. Its CPU is the Amlogic S905X3 and it's a quad-core Cortex A55 CPU clocked at 1.9 GHz, configured in 32-bit mode with support for only 32-bit ABIs. Its GPU is the Mali G31 with OpenGL ES version 3.2 support. Its network adapter supports 2.4 plus 5 GHz Wi-Fi support. Its operating system is Android 9Pie and it shows that it has root access. Under devices, it shows that its GPU has Vulkan support. Under temperature, it shows that it idles around 65 degrees Celsius. Under codecs, it shows that it has decoders for the playback of 4K HDR videos, and I can identify DTS HD and Dolby Vision decoders in this list. So that's its system and hardware information. This X88 Pro Mini comes rooted as shown here by the Root Checker app. This means you have the freedom to install any app directly from the Google Play Store or sideload it via APK. It doesn't carry a root switch, so if you have an app that requires the operating system not to be rooted, it will not work on this box. When it comes to streaming movies from premium services such as Netflix, Disney Plus, and Amazon Prime Video, these services can be installed on this box. However, some of them would have to be side-loaded as they are not available for download on the Google Play Store. You can log into your account and stream movies and TV shows, but they will all be limited to basic 480p quality due to the box not having the required DRM support, which protects their services from piracy. Here, the DRM information app shows that it has Google Widevine Level 3 with no HDCP protection. A box that's qualified will have Widevine Level 1 with HDCP 2.2 protection. This will ensure that if you try to record their service, your electronic device will be blocked. It comes pre-installed with the Android TV version of YouTube, and if you prefer to use this version, it's not a problem. But the mobile version on the Play Store has been upgraded and can now play videos in 4K 2160p with HDR display. So here's a 4K HDR video sample, and it does activate the HDR feature on my TV. For those who like to cast their mobile devices, it comes pre-installed with the official version of Miracast. However, it doesn't work, and you have to resort to using the AirScreen app that utilizes Android's basic casting feature, but you don't get to cast in HD. For users of alternative launchers, you can use any alternative launcher and it will work. For this demonstration, I installed 3 alternative launchers that has the same basic features such as long-click menu pop-ups and drag-and-drop shortcuts along with multiple scrolling pages. You can also change the wallpaper to a custom one, or you can use a live wallpaper. So this is the ADW Launcher 2. This is the new Nova 7 launcher. And this is the EV launcher. It appears that the EV launcher is having trouble with the live wallpaper. So I installed a screen rotation app and attempted to rotate the screen to portrait mode, and this can be very useful to persons seeking to use this box for vertical displays, frequently used in digital signage. But unfortunately, screen rotation does not work. There are those who prefer to download or rip movies and store them on external storage devices such as external hard drives or NAS servers. These persons are mostly concerned about the box's ability to play 4K videos in HDR format and with Dolby Vision smoothly. To test this, I will now play my list of 4K HDR videos.
a win for Barca would be enough, because it would give them the same number of points as Atletico, but the head-to-head goal difference is what counts in the case of a tie on points. The mosaic of the Camp Nou and the Barcelona hymn being sung as referee Mateo Laoz prizing presence on the bench as well. Atletico playing in yellow, Barca in their traditional red and blue. Barca
Most of these videos played okay, with the exception of the jellyfish video that had some slight buffering. During the playback, the HDR feature was triggered on my TV. However, Dolby Vision is a feature I've only seen work when playing premium movie services such as Netflix. Another important feature for those who are into video playback from external storage is surround sound audio such as Dolby Atmos and DTS audio. To test this feature, here I have it connected to my 7.1 audio receiver, and I will play my list of videos, and what I'm looking for is the receiver to display Dolby Atmos, DTS-X, DTS HD Master Audio, Dolby Surround, and Dolby True HD.
This is Dolby Atmos, the world's first object-based cinematic audio. With powerful moving audio that transcends from channels to moving around you with pinpoint accuracy.
Juries, executioners, judges.
Welcome to the inside of your head.
Juries, executioners, judges.
This is the left channel.
So the X88 Pro Mini produces Dolby Atmos, DTS:X, DTS HD Master Audio, and a Dolby Surround. It doesn't produce Dolby True HD. Here I connected my gamepad via Bluetooth and it stays connected without issues. And I will now use it to play some Android games to test its graphics rendering quality, for compatibility with gamepad keymapping apps, and to monitor for overheating. So the games played smoothly on medium graphics settings. I discovered that there are some games not present on the Google Play Store, such as Call of Duty Mobile and PUBG. So this contradicts my earlier statement where I said that there are no restrictions on the Play Store. Also, gamepad keymapping apps can be installed, but during the operation there are many malfunctions rendering them unusable. During gaming, temperatures rose into the 70s and I had to use a cooling fan to keep them in the 60s. Let's now take a look at its benchmarks. For its RAM copy speed, it scored 3263 MB per second. Its internal storage has a read speed of 135 MB per second and it has a write speed of 82 MB per second. In its Wi-Fi and Ethernet LAN speed test, the results are somewhat disappointing, where on my network of 150 megabits per second, the 5 GHz band and the 2.4 band could only achieve 28% of my maximum bandwidth. The LAN port, on the other hand, which is not a gigabit LAN port, could only achieve 32%. For its Antutu benchmark test, it scored 72,775. This box has Vulkan support, but apparently the app couldn't initiate those tests, hence the score would be affected, and this could also be an indication that it could have some graphics rendering issues. When its CPU was put to the task in the Geekbench 4 CPU benchmark, it scored 742 single-core and 2035 multi-core. And finally, these are the results of the benchmarks performed on its GPU, and unlike the Antutu benchmark, it performed the test on its Vulkan support. And the results show that it scored 5,275 in the iStorm Extreme test, 498 in the SlingShot test, and 332 in the SlingShot Extreme test with Vulkan support. So with these scores, let's now see where it places on the chart. With the scores entered on the chart, the X88 Pro Mini is at position 54 based on its benchmark score. If you would like to view this chart, you can do so using the link in the description below this video, where you can maximize it to full screen and compare various benchmark scores along with price comparison pages using these links right here. So in summary, the X88 Pro Mini is one of the last remaining Amlogic S905X3 models from 2019 to the early 2021 period that was dominated by these models. This is still a good TV box with lots of great features and decent performance. It fell short with the exclusion of the status bar, its low Wi-Fi performance, and its gamepad keymapping issues. And with that said, this brings the curtains down on what I consider to be a good run by the Amlogic S905X3 chipset, and not to be overshadowed by all the new X4 models. You can get it during this Black Friday sales event for below $50, along with a further 8% off using the included coupon in the description below. Thanks goes out to TomTop for sending this one for review, and their link, which I placed in the description, is an affiliate link that you can use to purchase if you would like to get your hands on this model. Also, it provides monetary support and upkeep to this channel and provides the means for me to acquire new boxes for review, so thanks in advance for your support. Give this video the thumbs up if you enjoyed my presentation. If you are new to my channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell before leaving to keep in the loop as to when I release new videos or decide to do a giveaway. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Stay tuned and I'll be seeing you in the next one.